The Legend of the Crimson Hill? Long ago, the shores of the island of Temasek were peaceful and bright, but one morning the sea turned into a battlefield. Thousands of silver swordfish leaped from the waves like living arrows. Their pointed snouts were as sharp as daggers, and they struck at anyone who dared to stand near the water's edge. The villagers fled in terror as the leaping fish claimed the coast. The ruler of the land, Maharaja Sang Utama, arrived with his royal guard. He was a proud man who believed strength could solve any problem. "Form a line," he commanded his soldiers. "Stand in the water and use your legs as a shield to block these beasts." But the swordfish were too fast and too many. The soldiers could not stop the onslaught, and the Maharaja watched in frustration as his plan failed. Standing among the crowd was a young boy named Nadim. While others screamed, Nadim watched the fish closely. He noticed how their snouts buried deep into the soft sand when they missed a target. He stepped forward and bowed before the Maharaja. "Your Highness," the boy said softly, "we should not fight the fish with skin and bone. We should use the trees." Nadim explained his plan. They would build a wall of banana tree trunks along the shoreline. The Maharaja, having no other choice, ordered the villagers to help. Nadim led the effort, showing them how to stack the soft, fibrous trunks of the banana trees into a thick, sturdy barrier right where the waves met the sand. The tide rose, and the swordfish attacked again. They launched themselves with incredible speed, aiming for the people behind the wall. But instead of hitting flesh, their sharp snouts plunged deep into the soft, mushy banana trunks. They tried to wiggle free, but they were stuck fast. The wall had become a giant trap. The village was saved. The people cheered for Nadim, lifting him onto their shoulders. They called him the savior of Temasek. However, as the cheers grew louder, Maharaja Sang Utama's smile faded. He watched the boy from his throne, feeling a cold knot of jealousy in his heart. He feared that a boy so clever would one day grow up to take his crown. Malim, the advisor, saw the Maharaja's anger and seized the moment. "A boy who can outsmart the sea can surely outsmart a king," Malim hissed. "If he is this wise at 10, imagine the threat he will be at 20. It is better to deal with a spark before it becomes a forest fire." The Maharaja nodded slowly, his mind poisoned by the advisor's words. That night, the Maharaja's soldiers came for Nadim. They did not come with thanks or rewards. They bound his hands and led him away from his home. The boy looked back at the village he had saved, but the streets were quiet. The people were too afraid of the Maharaja's wrath to speak up for their hero. The soldiers took Nadim to the top of a high hill overlooking the sea. It was there that the Maharaja's cruel order was carried out. As the sun began to dip below the horizon, the boy's life was taken. The legend says that the earth itself mourned for the innocent boy who had been so clever and so brave. As the years passed, the soil of that hill turned a deep, startling shade of crimson. The people said it was stained forever by the blood of the boy who saved them. To this day, the area is known as Bukit Merah, the Red Hill. It stands as a reminder of a boy's brilliant mind and the heavy price of a ruler's jealousy.